You're now sitting at the Wavetable.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 24 of the Wavetable. This one is featuring Crumbling Cloud. How's it going, man?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. Just been chilling. Getting through the restriction lifting and all that sort of thing, man. So it's definitely some pretty good positive vibes at the moment, bro.
Hell yeah, dude. Have you been out much since the restrictions got lifted?
Yeah, I've been out and about, just doing like regular like everyday stuff, like going out for like walks and stuff on like the other side of the city. I've been out and met up with a couple of friends, maybe about twice since the restrictions lifted. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Weekend things, you know.
Yeah. Speaking of meeting up with friends, I met like a bunch of the Melbourne dubstep boys for the first time.
Nice.
Because they're building a venue in my hometown. So I was just there hanging out, helped them paint for a bit, but then I felt useless for like the rest of the day. But yeah, that's been fun. Just the fact that we're actually allowed to socialize now.
Yeah, nice, man. Nice. Well, where's your hometown?
I'm living in Hoppers Crossing in Melbourne.
At the moment, yeah, nice.
Yeah. So give us a brief rundown of your history with music, because we've been talking for a while, and I've been popping into your stream chat and stuff every now and then, but I don't really know like where you come from in the musical sense.
Okay, yeah, no, fair enough. Basically, my whole thing with music started from a pretty young age, actually. So as a kid, like I'd get the usual piano lessons, this and that. Both my parents were guitar players, so they tried to teach me to play guitar. I wasn't so interested for whatever reason. And yeah, I pretty much tried my hand at a lot of different musicians when I was a kid. So anything from bass guitar to drums to acoustic guitar, but I don't know. I think for the most part, I spent the most time playing drums and piano.
Right.
Not that I got any good with any of that, but yeah. In terms of like electronic music production and whatnot, I think that whole journey for me started when I was about how old was I? Maybe like 8 or 9 years old.
Damn,
basically,
nice.
there was a PlayStation 1 game called Music 2000.
Yeah.
And basically what it was a DAW for your PlayStation 1, and yeah, you could like make your own tracks and save it on your little 9 megabyte memory card and stuff. Yeah, that's how it started. My sister actually asked my old man to rent it from Blockbuster Video back in about 2001. And what we used to do back then was we used to rent the games from Blockbuster Video. My old man used to burn bootleg copies and then would return them and then have the games and shit. So yeah, that's how that started. And not that I knew what I was doing on Music 2000. Basically, I was just, putting in whatever I thought sounded cool and stuff like that. But basically, that's where I kind of had the idea that this is much more fun than, being an instrumentalist. So
yeah.
Yeah. So since then, I've always had like an affinity for like making music electronically and, kind of just that sort of production method, I guess.
Hell yeah. It's cool that you got like a bit of experience with guitar, drums, and piano, and then also production, so that like you could kind of choose which way you wanted to go. Because I feel like sometimes people kind of get forced into doing things by their parents, and then they kind of just end up sticking with that throughout the rest of their life.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And then with oh sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I'm lucky enough to have like very supportive parents. And around the time that they saw that I wasn't really enjoying like any of the piano lessons or anything like that, they just straight up asked me like, "Are you doing this because you want to do it, or are you doing it just because we want you to do it?" I said, "I'm doing it because you guys want me to do it." So they're like, "Okay, that's fine. You don't have to do it anymore." And then
nice. Yeah, I think I really think that like this current generation of parents is going to be more open-minded and similar to your parents, because I think just everyone who's going through being forced to do things now is going to be like, I don't want to do that to my children.
Exactly. Yeah.
With the game on PlayStation, Was it like, did it have a MIDI editor or anything, or was it just like putting loops in and stuff?
Yeah. So it did have a MIDI editor. Yeah, there was a piano
sick.
roll and everything, and yeah, you would basically just use your controller just to like manually like put everything in and stuff like bang, 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 bang.
Dude, that's amazing. That was probably like, you know, if I think about like the amount of money you had to spend to get a decent computer back then, that was actually probably a really good way to get into music production, like on the cheap.
On the cheap end of things, yeah, 100%. Yeah, that game had a lot of traction back then as well because it was being promoted on like a lot of the like DJ magazines and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
then. Yeah. So it was pretty popular.
So it wasn't like a meme. Like nowadays, you see people writing tunes on iPads and they get like absolutely hated on.
Oh yeah, no. This was like dead set serious. Like people were pretty serious about it.
Fuck yeah.
I'm pretty sure if you go on YouTube, you'll be able to find like whole entire tracks that people have made on Music 2000.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah, a lot of like old school trance and like jungle drum and bass and stuff like that. You'll find that it was made on like Music 2000.
Holy shit. By the way, I'm not hating on anyone who writes music on iPads or anything. I'm just saying that those people do tend to cop a lot of hate for some reason. Even though, like, in my opinion, it's way harder to write tracks on phones or iPads than it is on a PC.
Yeah. I feel like it's hard to like divide my attention. The fact that I'm on a phone, like, you just want to do other things on it and stuff. Yeah.
Plus, like, just like how small the screen is and how fucking fat my fingers are, like actually tapping things.
Yeah, I feel that.
So recently you've been like switching your focus more from music into streaming games on Twitch. And I just wanted to ask you how that's going and get your general feelings on Twitch streaming.
Yeah, dude, it's been going very well lately and stuff. I've been like, I've been privileged enough to like find a very supportive community and stuff. And yeah, they've just made me feel a lot like very comfortable in terms of like being myself and putting myself out there to the public and whatnot. You know what I mean? I feel like it's helped me to be more sociable, but not only that, it's helped me to like be able to reach out to people that I don't know. And yeah, pretty much just to like put my personality forward, I guess. Yeah, that's something that's very hard to do, and it's a skill that you often can't really like teach people, so to speak. And I find that like if you want to do things like work in the music industry and like navigate your way around and even just be appeal, like just have appeal as an artist, it's one of those skills that you kind of need to learn. And streaming's definitely been helping me with that. If anything, it's kind of just refined like my ability to like public speak and stuff like that. Because I've been a pretty good public speaker since I was pretty young. But I think in the last couple of years and stuff, I've kind of like just receded and gone back into my shell. So it's helping me to like come back out and be more confident about myself. But yeah, in terms of like taking the break from like focusing on music and whatnot, it really came down to how I was doing mentally. Yeah, obviously with like, the way that things were going with like the whole COVID restrictions and like lockdown and whatnot. Yeah, like it takes a toll on you, you know what I mean? It builds up and like, to be honest, like if you live in Melbourne, you already know we've been locked down for like a total of about like 5 months already. Yeah, and it gets to you, like it starts to mess with you every now and then. So I felt like the best thing for me to do was just to take a break from things music related. I mean, that's not to say that I'm not, still practicing my craft and whatnot. I am still doing that, but I'm doing it just on the down low. I'm not really putting it out there or anything.
Right.
But yeah, I decided to do that. I decided to defer my studies and just, focus on myself, looking after myself and my mental health. And yeah, it's been working out very well. And I feel like my whole release ended up being Twitch. Yeah. And yeah, and just being on Twitch and meeting like new people and being able to like socialize online and stuff like that. It kind of helped me feel a lot better. The fact that I wasn't able to like leave the house and like meet any friends or anything like that. Yeah.
For sure. Like every now and then when I jump on Discord, like it's a whole party or like, yeah, just because like you can't see anyone. But yeah, man, your community is so like incredibly positive. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a single hateful message in your chat. Like, you know, I feel a lot of small streamers, they kind of get haters because if you're hating on a small streamer, there's less people who are going to lash back at you and like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, like if I was a small streamer with like 3 people in my chat and stuff like that, and then somebody came in and trolled, those 3 people will probably be less like, I don't know, obliged to like rush to my defense, I guess. Yeah.
Like it's only 3 people as opposed to 3,000 like retaliating, right? So I guess for haters, it's like it's easier to target people who have less viewers. But dude, you're starting to gain some viewers. Like, it's been going. I saw you at 100 at some point. What's like? How many do you think you've hit at the peak?
At the peak, I've probably had about. Oh yeah. I've had like around 209 people in my stream at once. Yeah,
that's pretty.
Yeah, but that all comes back down to like me being able to like form bonds with like some of the biggest streamers and stuff like that. Because before I decided to, you know, take streaming seriously about a month ago and stuff like that, I was already friends with like a lot of the biggest streamers in the Australian /OCE community.
Yeah.
So there's a couple like partnered streamers that I'm friends with, and just bigger streaming names in general than myself. And basically there's this whole function on Twitch called rating, where at the end of your stream, you have the option of whether or not you want to, you know, take your viewership and then chuck them into somebody else's stream as a way to support them. And yeah, I've been privileged enough just to have like a lot of more of the bigger, well-known streamers, you know, take a liking to me and decide that they want to raid me from time to time.
That's dope.
Yeah, and that's really it's really been pivotal in like growing my community as fast as it's been growing. Yeah.
And it's really great how when you get those hosts, you distribute them to other people who are, you know, very active and supportive in the community.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because I feel like a lot of people, they try to host people to get something back, whereas I can tell when you host that you're just trying to give, you know?
Yeah. Because I could very well, you know, return the favor to these bigger streamers and stuff like that and just end up rating them back. But there's really no point because, you know, they get the views already, you know, it's fine. Like they don't need my raid. If anything, if I get a raiding party from a bigger streamer, by the time I decide to end my stream, I look for somebody that's like kind of smaller and struggling at the moment. They might have like less than 10 people in their chat, this and that. So yeah, I'll go ahead and I normally try to support like the smaller streamers. Even though like currently at the moment, like I still consider myself to be like a relatively small streamer. We're almost at 500 followers, but yeah, anything to me that you know, if you're below 1,000 like followers, I still pretty much consider to be like a fairly small streamer. But yeah, specifically, I try to target like other streamers that I'm aware of that are probably like below the 200 mark.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah,
I've and when you get hosted, you do sometimes you muzz, right?
Yeah, you know about that. Yeah, oh my god, this is like literally like my whole reputation on Twitch in the like Australian community already. But yeah, if I get hit with a raiding party of more than 10, I will muzz on request if they decide that they want to see it. But yeah, it's in saying that it's not only me. I have a core group of streamers. We kind of have like a little stream team going on at the moment. So probably about me and like maybe 8 other individuals. We refer to ourselves on Twitch as the Muzz Gang. And yeah, basically, if you raid any of us with a party of over more than 10, yeah, we will Muzz on request. And I don't know, we do it just for shits and gigs. I understand to people that aren't from like the Australian rave scene and stuff like that, it may seem like a bit of a weird thing. But every time we just explain it, you know, it's a dance that we like to do at Australian raves. It's nothing serious. We just do it to promote good energy and entertain the raiders and whatnot.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is what it is. And so far, like we've been doing it for like the last month, and we're getting, you know, a very good reception. It generates a lot of positive energy. And often we're able to like continue that hype throughout the rest of the stream and then pass it on to other people. Yeah.
I love the energy that it brings. Like as soon as that raid comes in, you know Chris is about to muzz, and then the chat just starts popping up.
Oh man, dude, there was this one night where what do you call it? So my mods, they like to troll me from time to time, and basically, if you're a mod in my stream, then you have the authority to be able to like change the stream title, this and that.
Yeah.
And without me knowing, they had changed the stream title to "I'm muzzing for raids" and like "I'm muzzing for free," this and that. And I copped one raid of like, I don't know, maybe like 50. And then so I chucked the muzz. As soon as I sat down, somebody else came and raided, and this went on for 3 hours. So basically I muzzed back to back for like 7 raids for like 3 hours straight. And I don't know, it ended up being like one of the most lit streams ever. And I ended up getting like more than 100 subscriptions from that as well.
Jeez.
I don't know how, because when you hit numbers like over 100 in terms of like subscriptions and stuff like that, you'd think that you were doing like a 12-hour subathon or something like that. It was literally just like a random stream where my mates decided to troll me and like say that I was buzzing for raids and shit, and then it popped off from there, man. That was probably one of the most fun streams I ever did.
Yeah, man, it's great when shit just happens like organically like that, you know?
Yeah, super spontaneously. Yeah, it was wild, man. It was wild. I'll never forget that night. That was definitely one of the most fun streams I've ever done.
I wish I was there. Is that VOD available?
Oh yeah, 100%. The VOD's available. Yeah. I can link it to you after if you want. Yeah.
That'd be sick. I'd love to see that.
Just watch me like muzz, be full tired. I got it because when I muzz, I don't just like muzz. Yeah, I put on the face mask. I get the poi. I put some eye drops in. I wear a bum bag over my chest and everything. Yeah, and by the time I'm done, I have to like full take all the gear off and this and that. And then when I sit down, another fucking raid comes, bro.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So speaking of muzzing, you seem to be a pretty big advocate for the hardstyle scene, and I wanted to ask, like, what made you so passionate about hardstyle?
Okay, what made me so passionate about hardstyle is that when I think about the electronic music that I grew up with back in the day, it basically stems from like happy hardcore and hard trance music. So before hardstyle existed, because you have to remember that hardstyle is like it's the amalgamation of like hard trance and hardcore and just other pre-existing hard dance genres. They all kind of just formed into the one thing and it became hardstyle. So my history with electronic music goes back to hard trance. And not only that, leading into the whole Melbourne shuffle scene back in like 2006, 2007, 2008. So yeah, I was an avid shuffle rat back in high school. I had the fat pants, I had the PhD hoodie, I had the suspenders. We used to hang out under the fucking bridges and fucking Fed Square and all that sort of shit. And we used to just record like shuffle videos and like have massive meetups. People would be battling each other. And yeah, there's a lot of good memories from back then. And I'll admit it, like there was a couple of years where I didn't listen to hardstyle, probably like 3-5 years, like after the Melbourne shuffle scene. But yeah, like for those 3-5 years, I felt like there was like a little something missing from my life. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, and then when I got back into hardstyle, I was just like, oh yeah, dude, this is exactly what I was missing. I'm getting like those feelings of like, being alive and euphoria and shit. Hardstyle is what does it for me. And yeah, that's basically how I got back into it. And I don't know, at some point I just decided, you know what? Like I know it's a really hard genre to produce, but I feel like I want to give it a crack at least. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to. I know you've got a few hardstyle tunes out, right, on your SoundCloud?
Yeah, I mean, like it's not my best work, you know what I mean? It's not my best work. I mean, a few of those I just did for uni projects at SAE.
Yeah.
But yeah, feel free to look those up if you want, you know what I mean? I'm not ashamed of like where I was.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man, there's no shame in it because it's just really nice to be able to see people's journey, like when you do eventually put out a new track. Well, we've got the collab coming out, but when you put out another solo track, I'm looking forward to seeing like how much of a production leap you've taken since the last one, because I know it's going to be fucking massive.
For sure, man, for sure. And like that's another thing about like what's been good about being on Twitch and stuff like that is basically I've been able to like make friends and like link up with a signed artist from like the States. Yeah. Basically we're pretty good mates now and stuff like that. And like he's open to like collaborating me and like sort of like mentoring me and all that sort of thing. So me and him are currently working on a track. My next hard dance release is probably going to be the collaboration with him. Yeah.
Sick. Yeah, I was watching a stream where you two were working together, and it was just like, it wasn't like the big guy tells the smaller guy what to do and shit like that. It was just
Mm.
two dudes chilling and making a tune together. So you love to see it.
Yeah, exactly, man, exactly. And that was kind of new to me as well because I don't have much experience in collaborating with people like person to person. So this was definitely new to me, being able to collaborate with someone online, let alone. But yeah, he was super chill about it. The fact that we're already mates and we just hang out from time to time and play games with each other, like, definitely helped. Yeah, it like wasn't awkward at all. Yeah.
That's awesome. And yeah, I wanted to like, I just want to go expand upon this and say, like, if you're a producer that's looking to collab with someone, try to become friends with them first, because if you just send someone a demo or something, then it's not really going to work out unless they already know of you and they already like your music and stuff.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, and that's the other thing as well. I never asked him for the collaboration. He was the one that offered it. Basically because before I started following him on Twitch and before we became friends, I was already aware of him and I was already a fan of his music. Probably like a year before I met him, I was already a fan of his music. And then one day I found his stream. I was just like, hey man, I know you. I listen to your tracks from time to time, this and that. And he kind of just popped off from there.
Sick.
And I had no intention of ever collaborating with him. I'm just like, fuck, I respect this guy too much, you know. And he's a fine artist, you know what I mean? I'm just like, like I'm some dude that's never like I've been knocked back by labels so many fucking times.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
Exactly, yeah. Everybody has that phase in their career where they just keep constantly getting knocked back by labels and stuff. So that's where I was, and then like I don't know, like I just decided, you know what, fuck, I can probably learn from watching this guy streams because he streams music production. And on top of that, like, he seems like a pretty cool guy. We have a lot in common. Our music taste is pretty similar as well. So we just hit it off from there, and then basically it happened organically. So if there are any other if there are producers that plan on like going on Twitch and like streaming music production and whatnot, it's a good way to network and make friends and just genuinely make friendships with fellow producers and whatnot.
It's pretty great. Like just hang out and chat and chill and talk. Try not to have an agenda. Yeah.
I'm not sure if you're aware, but like maybe back in like June, July, I did briefly stream on Twitch for a while as like a music production streamer. I found that it didn't really end well for me because I had too many people popping into my chat, just trying to tell you like what to do or like asking, can you listen to my track on your stream, this and that. So that's basically the reason why I don't stream music production anymore. But basically what I'm trying to say with this is that if this is my opinion, this is my personal opinion. If you do think about going on Twitch to stream music production, maybe don't categorize it under music and performing arts. You know what I mean? If you want to DJ, if you want to do a live set on Twitch, fine, go ahead and do that. But if you're going to be doing production, maybe just stick to just chatting as your category. That way people will be less inclined to like not click on it, I guess, because like when people go through the music and performing arts thing, they want to see like live sets, this and that. They're not going to click on your production stream. As opposed to like people that from the other creative fields, like say for example, if you're an illustrator or if you're a photographer or a videographer, if you decide to stream these things on Twitch, you'll normally just leave it under the just chatting category. So I thought, like, why not do the same thing for music production? You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah. Because I find that appreciation for music production is something that's very underrated. As opposed to like people that want to watch, photo editing, this and that. This is a good way to be able to just, maybe put it more into the mainstream.
And I had the same experience. Like I was streaming production for a bit on Twitch, and I did have like a cool collab come out of it. But most of the time it was just people popping in like, hey, this would be a cool idea for your track, or hey, can you give me feedback on this? And then like, dude, I would be like, okay, yeah, I'll give you feedback. Let me just finish tweaking this bass. And then by the time I get to their feedback, they've already left the chat. Like, bro.
No, you know why? Because they've gone to several like streams already, and they're just waiting for the first person. So they're probably like already listening to somebody else that beat you to it, I guess.
It's ridiculous, man. Like, honestly, I think it's much better to find a solid like group of friends to give you feedback rather than just asking for it from random people.
Yeah, exactly. yeah.
Um,
And yeah, I think that's that particular producer that offered me the collaboration and stuff like that. I kind of feel comfortable going to him for like feedback in this. Yeah.
Sick. That's a really good thing to have.
Yeah.
So speaking of collabs, we have a collab coming out in, I believe it's 3 days from when this episode is going to go live.
Nice. Yeah. The big 6-man mega collab.
Yeah. So it was me, you, Crumbling Cloud, Falcon, Shizo, N-Type 5, and Vice. So yeah, 6 guys all on one track, wide range of styles. And I was wondering, what made you want to go move away from hardstyle for this collab?
So basically, how I told you, basically, my background in terms of listening to electronic music goes back to like a lot of hard trance and like jungle type music and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking like, hardstyle at the moment, as much as I love hardstyle, it's like in this day and age, it gets a bit stale in terms of like the sound.
Right.
Like everything's starting to sound a bit the same, unless you're Future Noise or Sub-Zero Project or Delete. You're not really pushing the sound forward these days into like new territories and stuff.
Gotcha.
So I've been trying to branch out and try new things. I kind of want to transition from hardstyle into becoming a happy hardcore producer.
Ooh.
So I guess that's probably my next move. But with the particular style that I decided to use in our collaboration, it goes back to a lot of the elements that you would have found in electronic music from like the early 2000s.
Right.
Which was roughly around the time where I got my start in electronic music production. With the whole Music 2000 PlayStation 1 game. So I tried to just take things back to the roots, I guess, of my musical journey. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
So that's basically why I decided to go with that particular style.
Hell yeah! It definitely fit well into the track. Like it was a really great connecting piece or a bridge, I suppose, between the sections that were surrounding it. So
thank you.
It worked really well.
Thank you. I was a bit worried. I think everyone noticed that I got a little bit worried that it would have been a bit too outlandish for the rest of the track. But I don't know. You guys gave me some good feedback on it, so it definitely made me feel more sure of myself in terms of the artistic sort of vision that I had.
Awesome, man. I'm glad to hear it. And it was well produced. Like, what can I say? it sounded good. So I told you to leave it in there. Cause like at one point you were like, yo, just take my section out of the song, right?
I was like, if they're not feeling it, like, I came into the chat and I was just like, look, if you guys aren't 100% of this, you can take it out and I'll just release it as like a solo sort of thing. But
right.
Everyone was very reassuring. So I'm very happy with that.
And by the way, guys, the name of the track is CAVVNS. That's CAVVNS, which is just an abbreviation of the names of all the collaborators.
Yeah.
And it comes out on November 20. So if you're watching this before then, make sure you go pre-save it. And if you're watching after then, go listen to it. The link will be in the description. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
So I know you are a man who loves his shout-outs, right?
Oh, God, that's another thing that I'm known for. Yeah. I love my shout-outs, right? Yeah.
I was wondering if, like, I'm sure you've got a list of like 1,000 people, but I was wondering if there's like maybe a top 5, or it doesn't have to be top, but just like the first 5 people that come to mind that you want to shout out in regards to like music or Twitch or anything.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'll probably give a big shout out to my man Keiji. So he's the DJ and producer that offered to collaborate with me after we became friends via Twitch. So if you don't know about Keiji, he's half African American and half Japanese. He's from the United States. He lives in San Diego. And if you know something about hardstyle, you know that most of it is coming out of like the Netherlands and like just Europe in general. Europe, right. Netherlands, Europe, and Australia. There's not a lot of hardstyle that comes out of the United States. So he's definitely one of the people there that kind of, drives the hard dance scene forward, I guess. And he's got a pretty good resume, you know what I mean? He releases through Scantraxx Xbone, which is one of the biggest labels in terms of like hardstyle.
Yeah.
He's performed at EDC, and he's been the opening act for people like Headhunters, the Tweakers, Gamma, etc. Yeah. So he's got a pretty impressive resume. I'll give a big shout out to him, you know, just for everything that he does. And for kind of taking me under his wing and just being a good mate, you know, lately and shit. So yeah, big shout out to Keiji. Who else would I like to shout out? Like in terms of music or just Twitch in general?
Either.
Either? Okay. Well, in terms of music, it's definitely Keiji. I'll probably give a big shout out to you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you know, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have been able to, you know, get this opportunity to be able to, you know, release this track alongside you guys. It's been a bit of a sad year for me in terms of like producing music. You know, we're already in November and I haven't had like much of an output this year. But the fact that we're able to, you know, put something out in November, you know, given that we've just had the year that we've had, like it really does mean a lot to me, bro. So I appreciate you for doing that. Yeah, because this whole year has just like messed with the creativity and whatnot.
But you had you've had Twitch though, which has been a great output.
Exactly. Yeah. So I guess in saying that, I'll probably move on to like my Twitch shout outs and stuff. So I'll give a shout out to MelloKay. So that's MELLOKAY. He's been a good mate of mine that I met on Twitch, and yeah, we're all pretty much like real life mates now and shit. Because we've been hanging out since the lockdown ended and whatnot. I'll give a shout out to him because he's been one of the most supportive people of my streams. He's been like the older brother, I guess. And yeah, he's pretty much like the glue that holds together the core group that we have, which we call the Muzz Gang, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
But, so big shout out to MelloKay. He hit 500 followers recently.
Sick.
And like on the day that he decided to do a 12-hour stream to like, you know, celebrate 500 followers, he pretty much like, I don't know what happened, but he's already on his way. He's already like 20 away from like 600. So I'm pretty sure he's going to end up hitting the 1,000 mark pretty soon. Big shout out to him. Big shout out to my mate, YassJordan. So that's YaSS Jordan. He was the first friend that I made on Twitch, I think. You know what I mean? Before that, I had interacted with, you know, a lot of streamers and, you know, we would talk and, you know, ask each other, you know, how's it going, this and that. But he was the first actual friend that I made on Twitch, I think. And yeah, I ended up becoming one of his moderators, and he really like, you know, inspired me to get back into streaming after I had given up on streaming. You know, I told you about the bad experiences that I had with like being a music streamer, this and that. Yeah. But anyway, he showed me that you can just literally do whatever on Twitch, and people will come regardless of what you're doing.
Dude, that's what I keep trying to tell people. Literally, just press stream and then do whatever the fuck you want.
Exactly. Yeah, because he kept hammering it into me that like, people will come and watch you for you and not what you're doing, essentially. You could be doing anything, but if people like you as a person, they're always going to watch you. So, yeah, that's what I took away from him. And I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be streaming, you know, as frequently as I do and as dedicatedly as I do if it wasn't for him. So, yeah, big shout out to him. And I think I have one more shout out left to go. I need to pick wisely who this shout out goes to. I'll give a shout out to one of the bigger names on Twitch. Yeah. So I'm going to give a shout out to MissMeowgi. So that's MissMeowgi. MissMeowgi. She's kind of like a little sister, I guess. But yeah, she's one of the people that made partner on Twitch, like maybe like 2 or 3 months back. So if you know anything about being a Twitch partner, you know, you've literally got like thousands of followers. You know, you're able to pull in like a viewership of like 100 plus every night, this and that, regardless of like whether or not you get rated. And yeah, she's super cracked at Valorant. She's a super funny person. And she's very genuine. She has a lot of love to give. I think that's what I'm getting at. But not only that, the thing that makes her, you know, a little bit special to me was that prior to watching her, I had only watched like American streams and shit. I never really watched any Australian streamers. So back when I was a part of like a lot of like American Twitch communities and stuff like that, I felt like I was too much of an outsider. I couldn't relate to anybody. And And yeah, people in general just didn't really care about me that much. But yeah, as soon as I started watching MissMeowgi and I became a part of her community, it all kind of like snowballed from there. I started meeting all the other streamers, this and that.
Sweet.
And yeah, that's basically how like I was able to network around the Australian Twitch community. So a big shout out to MissMeowgi.
Awesome, man.
Yep.
Thanks for those shout outs, because like I really urge people listening to this podcast to go support those those who are on the podcast and those who are around those who will come on the podcast, because I'm really 100%. Just trying to build like a really nice community of people who are just not toxic to each other.
yeah, exactly. I get what you mean, bro. And yeah, you've had a couple guests that I actually know as well.
Oh, really?
Like, what's his name?
Like
Jack?
Yeah.
So like shortly after he was a guest on your podcast, he sent me a bit of work and then he offered like, hey man, this is just for shits and gigs, but do you want to collab? I was like, hell yeah, I want to collaborate and stuff. Yeah. But like that was kind of before we went into lockdown. But I'm sure that the offer still stands. Now that restrictions are lifting and stuff like that, and I get to go out and I feel a lot more inspired creatively and stuff like that, I'm definitely going to take him up on that offer again for the collaboration.
Sick, dude. I can't wait to hear that, because I know Jack loves hardstyle as well.
He loves his hardstyle. Yeah.
So I'm really interested to see how that's going to play out. Like if it's going to be a bit of dubstep and a bit of hardstyle, or if it's going to be like just complete hardstyle with some like Manifex glitchy stuff. Oh man,
Manifex glitchy stuff. No, but what I like about Jack Manifex is he's got that memey kind of personality and stuff, and he doesn't really take himself too seriously, and you kind of hear it in his music as well. I'm a real sweat when it comes to music production and stuff. Like you can hear it. Like if you listen to like any of my tracks, like I'm taking myself way too seriously. So I'm looking forward to collaborating with him in terms of like being less of a sweat when it comes to music production. Maybe I can learn to just chill out and not take myself too seriously. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of him like not taking it, like he takes it seriously, but he incorporates humor and stuff. You just made me remember that like small mix he did, where at the start it was just like some sample of someone saying that they have a huge penis.
yeah. I've heard that. Yeah.
I love it.
I'm a big fan of his work, man.
Yeah. So what's up next for Crumbling Cloud?
Okay, what's up next for Crumbling Cloud is probably the Keiji collaboration. But in saying that, I talked to Keiji in terms of like how long it takes for like, the output of his music and stuff. His most successful track, he told me it took like a year and a half to put out.
Damn.
So I guess in terms of like when our collaboration will come out, I'm not going to rush it. I'll just let it, pan out organically. But yeah, definitely look forward to that. There's the track that we have coming out. I'm going to hit 500 followers on Twitch soon.
Hell yeah. Go chuck him a follow. Help him hit 500.
Chuck me a follow. I don't know. By the time you guys watch this, I might already be there. I'm expecting that I'll hit 500 followers by this weekend. But yeah, when I do reach that 500 follower milestone, I'll probably do another 12-hour stream. And I'll probably be playing a lot of horror games, and I'm probably going to enable like screamer alerts and stuff like that.
Oh god!
So if you guys if you have Twitch accounts and like if you feel like following me and stuff like that, and you want to go ahead and watch me play like a bunch of horror games like Layers of Fear, Visage, this and that, you can try to scare me for a small donation of like probably 100 bits or whatever. Yeah.
If you want to see this dude absolutely shit his pants,
you want to see me shit my pants. But that's the thing. Like when it comes to horror games, I don't normally shit my pants. So yeah, maybe that's where the scare alerts will come into clutch. Yeah.
So horror games, and then usually you play like a bit of Among Us, Genshin Impact. What else am I missing?
Okay, so there's Phasmophobia, which is a horror game that I'm absolutely not scared of at all, which is why I wouldn't say I'm a sweat, but I've definitely clocked up a lot of hours on that game. I think I'm like a level like 140 now on that game. What else? I've been having a really bad week in Phasmophobia though. I think I died 6 times this week and I lost like $3,000 worth of equipment. But we'll talk about that later. I haven't played
the game, but that sounds bad.
It sounds brutal. Yeah, it's fucking brutal. Yeah, Genshin Impact. That's pretty much my daily game.
Yeah.
What else do I play? Yeah, I was playing Among Us, but things get a little bit too heated from time to time, and I feel like I need to chill the fuck out in terms of like playing Among Us because I'm old heaps.
It's crazy how people take it so seriously.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing as well. Because it's not me that takes it seriously, but I get mad when other people take it way too seriously.
Yeah,
and they think that they're doing a big brain move by aiming me for doing like absolutely jack shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm literally just doing my task, and then some person will be like, "Oh, well, it has to be him because he was standing next to the bed."
He was standing there for 10.5 seconds when the task actually takes 10 seconds. Oh, it must be him, kind of sus, dude.
Exactly. Yeah. There'll be people like that, and it's just the worst. So like, I haven't played Among Us for maybe like 3 weeks now, but before that, yeah, I definitely enjoyed playing a lot of Among Us. I do play Valorant. I don't play Valorant on stream. The reason being was the first time that I ever played Valorant on stream, it didn't end well. I don't know, when you play games that require a lot of concentration, such as like FPS, like Valorant and stuff like that, and there's people watching you, the pressure mounts and you don't play as good as you normally do off stream. So in saying that, I ranked very low on stream for the first time when I played it. And I don't stream Valorant anymore after that, yeah. So yeah, if you ever do come into my stream and you ask me what's my rank on Valorant, I'll tell you automatically. I'm not going to say Iron 1. I'm going to say Bronze, not even Bronze 1. I'm just going to straight up tell you, dude, my rank might as well be dog shit 1 at this point. Okay? So yeah, don't ask me.
Speaking of Valorant, though, did you hear about like Illenium playing with Pokimane and then like just a bunch of other big like musicians and Twitch streamers playing together?
No, I didn't actually hear about that, but yeah, tell me more about it.
I was just going to say, like, that's a really cool, like, collaboration because, you know, for a long time, the Twitch world and the music world has been separate, but it's just really cool to see them merge. So,
yeah,
I urge anyone who's listening to this, like, if you're not really into music communities or if you're not really into Twitch, then I just suggest at least checking them out because I really think that there's, like, something for everyone, you know?
Exactly. And not only that, but you might find your favorite DJ doing live sets on a regular basis.
True.
Because prior to this, obviously, musicians were free to tour the world and do all their live shows, do all their festivals, this and that. But the whole COVID situation has just been a big cuck to everybody that works in the music industry. Particularly like music producers and DJs that don't get to play at festivals anymore. I, for one, know that there's a lot of producers that I look up to that play regular sets online as well. So, yeah, if you miss the vibe of, like, going to your favorite venue, going to your favorite festival, you just miss the rave vibe in general. Jump on Twitch for all your favorite DJ and producers are already doing live sets online.
Hell yeah. I'll say, like, I haven't watched too many, like, live stream sets on Twitch, but I know there's been Grimefest, Grimefest is a channel, and then there's been like a Crow's Nest stream. I can't remember the name of it for fuck's sake. Yeah. One person who does really consistent music streams on Twitch is SubDocta. He is like always going at it, and he has got like the dubstep shit on lock. So if you're into dubstep, check out SubDocta on Twitch.
Definitely.
And I think we're going to wrap it up here. So is there any final words that you would like to say?
Okay. So subtle plug for us, I guess. Obviously, you said it earlier on, but yeah, we have our track CAVVNS coming out on the 20th of November. So yeah, go ahead and hit that not subscription button. Fuck. All I can think about is Twitch. Go ahead and hit that link for the pre-save on Spotify. And yeah, you'll get notified on the 20th when it comes out. On top of that, you know what? Nah, I probably shouldn't plug this. But anyway, no, I'm part of I'm actually going to be a contestant on the Twitch dating show this weekend.
Oh,
so,
what?
Yeah, if anybody would like to, have a bit of a giggle, I guess, I don't know. I'm probably going to meme it out. But yeah, I'm a contestant on the Twitch dating show this weekend. It's called Love or Sub. It's going on Sunday at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. You can go to the Twitch channel TobyTrinh, one word, TobyTrinh, so Trin being TRINH. And yeah, we'll be going live at around 8 p.m. basically I'm competing against like 4 other dudes for the affection of like 1 female streamer. And whether or not I win, there's like a hidden agenda sort of thing. So basically, if I win, she doesn't know whether or not I actually want to go on a date with her. If I just want gifted subs with her, she'll find out like at the end of the competition. Yeah.
I'm actually so glad you plugged that, because I'm low key like a big fan of like the Austin Show's level host and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to see me make a meme out of myself for an e-girl, which I'm friends with her already, by the way. But if you want to see me make a big meme out of myself, then feel free to tune in.
Oh man, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks everyone for watching. This has been episode 24 of the Wavetable. I'm your host, Astroreign, and I was talking to Crumbling Cloud. Peace.
Peace out, guys.